Okay.
Hello, welcome to the 10th episode of the Bedroom Studios official podcast. I am the host, Michael Butts, and joining me today for the 10th episode, I'm surprised we made it this far, Skaty Phm. Hello.
Hi. What do people usually say?
Hi,
Yeah,
Just
hi.
Yeah, don't be weird, So,
I'm here.
so coming in today, I was like, how was your day today? And you were like, oh, awful.
Before I came here, it was awful.
Okay.
Now I'm starting to relax. Thank you.
Good, okay. So, the past, almost 2 weeks ago? Yeah, almost 2 weeks ago, you were a pretty busy individual, playing a lot, I got to see front row,
Oh my gosh. Is it
You,
already 2 weeks
almost
ago?
2 weeks, yeah.
That's crazy. It feels like it just
know.
happened. Yeah.
I know, I thought that too. I was like, wait a second. And I was looking, I was like, wait, it's been a whole week. Oh, I
Yeah.
gotta send this off to the YAC.
Yeah. That's
But
the feeling.
it was great to be out all weekend as well, just doing sound, listening to everybody, meeting a bunch of new people.
Yeah.
So how did you discover both of these I guess
Those
showcases,
events?
events.
They are through my friends actually. So I'll talk about the Emerge Artist event on Saturday. Was it on Saturday? Yeah, at the waterfront. So my friend Willem know the organizer, like the event host, and he just put my name through, and and he encouraged me to apply, and I did, and they got back to me. And for the second event, it was like the spoken word poetry night. I know the event organizer Sasha for her previous event. I applied for the previous event and performed, and then Fikayo reached out to me and she said, "We like to have you back for another event," kind of thing. So that's how it worked out.
Well, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
You do so good, they want you back next year.
Yeah. I try.
You try. So, I've only known you since the start of the year. Have you done a lot of gigs or showcases or events, before I figured out who you were, or?
To be honest, I didn't do as much that I would like to do. I was pretty occupied with other stuff with my personal life and mostly job and my status here, to be honest with you. That's my biggest concern. But now I got a new job. Yay.
Yay.
And and then it just solved 60% of my problems. So now I have time. I always want to spend time to music. That's what I believed I love to do. I would love to pursue it full time, but just sometime when stuff happens, I gonna pull back for a bit. And then because I feel like music is with me. It's always gonna be there. It's there when I'm ready. I don't have to rush myself. Yeah.
That's good. I like that. That's very responsible thing to say. You got a good head on the shoulders. Very professional when you're out in public as well. So you do, for people who have not seen Skaty play at an open mic or a live performance, it's kind of like what was that? In a good sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like every time like people don't know you, like the first time someone hears you play, it's like radio silent. Everyone's eyeing you down.
Wow.
You say wow, but it's happened like 2 times of taking it to open mics. It's happened. Everyone was dead silent, resolute. Everyone was like, people from the other end of the bar were like, "What's this? Oh, whoa!" I brought you to the Loose Cannon. It was the same way. Everyone was like, "Who is this? And where has she been?"
Yeah, thank you.
So, what made you? Well, yeah, I should say that. Yeah, what made you decide to take the path of, I guess, R&B and jazz, and how long have you been doing that before you started really getting the foot in the door?
Hmm. Um, Actually, I grew up listening to pop music a lot. I'm not coming from like full on music background family, but my
Mm.
dad would play the records in the house every once and then, and I would listen to the Carpenters and ABBA growing up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah, he blasted their song in the car, and I was singing my heart out, even though back then I didn't know like any words in English. I was just like rambling, like just gibberish. Yeah, that's how I got into music, and then I got into like singing competition when I was in high school,
Nice.
and I got. Yeah, it was really fortunate that I made it to the semifinal, and then I got to meet a lot of really talented musicians, and some of them are like jazz musicians, like, and then it mostly just involved in that community, and then we inspire each other, and we were like also friends on the side, and we would send music recommendations sometime, and I got the chance to like immerse myself with jazz through those friends,
And was this
and I love
all
it.
was this all in Vietnam?
Yeah,
Okay.
and I love it. It just yeah, I feel a lot when I listen to jazz music, and I don't know. It just really it. I feel like the sound come to me, not like I find my sound. A lot of people ask like, how do you find your sound? But I feel like the sound come to me. They just with what been listening to, the people that I met, like involved, my friend circle. It just yeah, it's all create my sound. I guess.
Honestly, I didn't know there was a grouping of or a scene of R&B and jazz in Halifax until like I saw you play a few times. I saw your friends play, and I was like, wow, okay, so there is a scene here. I was like, I didn't know
Yeah.
because it's been so no one has made noise about it. No one's been like, hey, we play jazz and R&B, because
Yeah.
there's a lot of people that would be like, oh, word, okay, let us hear it. You know.
About R&B, yeah, I talk about jazz, but like R&B, I think it's only when I moved to Halifax that I started to immerse myself with more R&B artists, influence, and yep, and I enjoyed it, and I want to take that path.
So what were the so-saying influences? Was it people from here, or was it actually like real celebrities?
Um, Let me think about that. Wait, how did I? How did it all? I'm thinking about. I'm going down the memory lane. How did it all started? Actually, how did I start? I don't really recall how I started listening to. I think it would just How do you say like when you listen to stuff on Spotify and then just they're
You get recommended, and you just want to like
yeah.
you just keep branching out. You
Yeah,
basically
yeah.
go
I
down a rabbit
think
hole.
yeah, exactly. Like I know some artists like Daniel Caesar her for a while, and I just listened to their stuff, and then I got more recommendation of other artists, and I started to listening to more R&B stuff, and I really enjoyed it. So
Hmm.
yeah, and I started like picking it up.
My favorite R&B artist would probably be, oh goodness, it'd have to be D'Angelo, for starters.
Yeah, yeah,
That guy's crazy.
yeah.
Um, Probably a little bit of I don't know. You ever heard Dijon?
Yes, absolutely. I love DJ.
Dijon, yeah, not the mustard, the actual musician. You know.
Yeah, the only Dijon I like. Not a fan of Mustard, to be honest.
It was well, how I first discovered Dijon was there was an ad for, I just always saw this ad on socials for the music video for for his like lead single off his album called Many Times, and I was like, that's actually groovy. I got to listen to this song. Many Times I always played on repeat. Then the album came out and I was like, oh,
Yeah.
yes.
You know what? Since you talk about the ads, what makes you click on the ads when you see it?
If it's
Is it?
captivating enough, honestly.
Yeah, it's like the visual
Yeah. Well, for me,
thing.
it was literally just a music video. No one listens to music videos anymore, sadly. I mean, people will if it's just like, you know, if it's got the Vivo watermark. But when it comes to like, the groove was just so catchy. I just liked it. I was like, wow, this is a really groovy song. I got to listen to this artist. And basically how anybody becomes a fan of anybody. They just really like the music.
Yeah, I want to talk about it because I feel like the way we do music now has been like it's so different from how we did it in the past. Like people would purchase, like records, DVD. Almost not many people do that anymore. We just have like digital streaming platform, and also, yeah, like the modern music. I feel like it's a lot about performance and about like like attention grabbing visuals and stuff.
Oh, so like stage presence
Yeah.
over talent?
Um,
It's-
to be honest,
it's
like
a hard
entertainer,
Okay.
I would say like entertainer and musicians.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
When
I mean, it's not necessarily bad. I'm not saying it bad. It's just interesting to see how the way we do music like evolve. That's in the like the world we're living in right now.
Yeah, because back in the day,
Interesting to think about.
back in the day, people would go on tour to sell records. Nowadays, people sell records to go on tours. So it's completely just flipped on its head.
Yeah.
It's at this point, it's like you put out a song and then you have to get people's attention, but you have to make it so compact and so captivating because everyone's attention span is garbage now.
I'm
Like when I did an ad for my latest single from like that I put out in August. The ad was like 2 minutes. There was just so much to talk
I
about.
want to give out a disclaimer. Any controversial stuff was said by Michael.
What?
No, you didn't hear it from me.
What? What did I do? I didn't even say anything.
Any controversial stuff we're gonna say today is from Michael.
I
You
even
didn't
say
hear it
anything.
from me.
I didn't even say anything.
I'm just giving out a disclaimer.
What did I didn't even do anything. I didn't even
Just-
say anything bad.
Just saying.
But yeah, the ad was 2 minutes, and I was like, I can't even shorten this down because I have everything I want in here, and I was like, this is 2 minutes. Oh goodness, let's see how people like this.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, the worst ad is the one that you cannot hit skip. You have to stay and watch it.
Oh yeah. I mean, with anybody's like custom ads that you would put up, they would always automatically do a skip in 5 seconds anyways.
Yeah.
But what's funny is if people put a video and then run it as an ad, doesn't even matter. Like within that first 5 seconds, it still counts as a view, which is crazy.
Do you think that people become less and less patient nowadays?
Yeah, that's
think
why I
so?
said
Yeah.
everyone's attention span is
Yeah,
lower.
yeah. Okay. You didn't mention that, but my ADHD didn't catch that part. Yeah, went over.
No, I will say there's a few times that I'll be like nose deep in my phone and I'm just like, wait a second, I gotta do this.
Yeah.
It will always catch me off guard. It's just the amount of stuff that I like post. It's always like, this is happening or this is happening, oh, don't forget to vote, yada yada yada. It's a lot of like I gotta do it fast and I'll be distracted and then I get distracted and it's like shit. And then gotta go back to it. I've caught myself several times, probably undiagnosed ADHD, but it's not severe where it's like I'm wandering around aimlessly.
Yeah.
And if it was, then I'd have to be like, hey, doc, give me Vyvanse,
Yeah. Everything we watch nowadays, also the length of like even like if we still talking about music, the length of songs are like less and less.
Yeah, it's gone back to like the 50s and 60s where songs are like 2.5 minutes now.
Yeah.
Which I don't like. I prefer long songs. If a song's 3.5 to 4 minutes, great, in my opinion.
I'm open mind about that, but my limit was it's at TikTok speed of version. That where I set my
TikTok
boundary.
speed.
I can do it. I respect the original version.
Back in the day, it had to be short because it had to fit on vinyl. So most songs, it was surprising if a song was over 3 minutes because everything was 2.5 to 3, just so they could fit, a 10-song album, press it to vinyl, and then send it out, because the vinyls can only hold 30 minutes, which is wild. Nowadays, CDs can hold 80 minutes. For people who buy CDs still. Um, I do. I have a bunch of local artist CDs.
Yeah.
But and then of course streaming services. There is no limitation hold. There's no storage hold depending on how much someone or how much storage someone buys for their phone. Um, but I will say though, everything switching over for digital from physical is definitely um, hurting the smaller artists. I will say that because the streaming services pay little to nothing.
Yeah.
And that's why people do physical copies, or they'll have like merch slash swag
Yeah.
to do that. And I'll always see posts from other local musicians, bigger musicians, or people who are high supporting of local music. They'll always be like physical over digital. They'll always be preaching physical over digital, and I'm like, yes, yes, keep it up. I'm always like that too. I I bash on Spotify a fair bit. Because I mean they're a competitor with all the other ones, but it's not great. It doesn't like it pays almost the lowest amount.
Yeah.
Then what else? There was a thing that I posted back in March of last year. It was a news article that Spotify was basically like digging its own grave by like pulling more money away from artists. Yeah, it was very bad.
Yeah.
I was like, and then of course, pretty much just over the year until now, everyone's like, Spotify sucks.
Yeah, there's a lot of controversy evolving around Spotify for sure. So I kind of forgot the question I have for you.
Oh,
What are some of the way that like artists can monetize these days? I believe.
monetize?
Do you think there are more way for artists to monetize their music these days?
Uh, Basically, if anyone listens to your songs on streaming services, you get money sent to you. That's royalties. If you protect your stuff with ISWCs, that's royalties sent to you. Um, get your songs on the radio, and that's how you'll get money. People listen to your songs, how you get money. You make physical copies, that's how you get money. It's basically and just promote yourself in like every branch. And I'm probably missing a few, and some bigger or old heads will probably be like, "Oh, you forgot about this or this." But what I've done is always just physical copies, merch, um, protect with ISWCs, put on radio, and of course have ISRCs for digital streaming. So whenever a song's played on the radio and they detect ISWCs, there's royalties there. Obviously, royalties from every time someone listens to a song on streaming services, and then if anyone buys physical copy or buys like merch that I've made, and then it's just okay. There's money into the pocket, but it has to be like a significant amount, especially with like radio play and streaming services before you see something.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
It's well, I'll even be honest right now. Apple Music, I think I only have like, oh goodness, just under 4K total streams, which is, oh goodness, maybe like few tens of dollars. If you do the math, take the number, divide 128.
Yeah.
That's how much money it is.
You get a meal out and then it's gone.
You get a mil. No.
Yeah.
I
No, no,
wish.
no. I mean, like, you spend that money on like 1 meal, like outside.
Oh.
Yeah, it's already gone.
Oh yeah. Frig, it's a lot. Just because streaming services pay so little, but it always like on Spotify it will show like certain artists will have like millions, tens of millions of listeners, and then like all their songs are gonna have like millions of streams. It's like, okay, cool. Take every one of those numbers, add them together, and like for example on Spotify, you add up all those numbers and then divide 350, or divide by 350, and then that's the money. It's yeah, Spotify does not pay a lot.
Yeah.
But it's always good to branch out to different things so other people can listen to your songs, and then of course different streaming services pay different amounts of money.
Yeah.
But it's always good to have physical merch or physical copies of stuff, swag, all that, because of course that's going to be more money into your pocket because you have to accompany for the fact that you can either break even or come out more from what you've paid on making stuff. It's a lot. It's a lot to a lot to write down, a lot to
Yeah.
remember. And again, I'm probably still missing a fair bit, but those are just the ones that I've done to make people like me, I guess.
Yeah. So for the podcast, do you usually just like keep the whole thing and post it?
Yeah. There's a few times I have edited things. Like if it goes way off on a tangent, or if someone gets a phone call, I'll cut that out.
Somebody get a phone call during a podcast
Oh, Gibson had a
before?
phone call. I cut it out. It was like 3 minutes worth of just
3
him on the
minute phone calls.
Yeah, I just cut that out.
That's funny.
So, on top of being inspired and playing covers, you're also a songwriter as well.
Yeah, I'm trying.
You're trying.
I'm trying.
What's the one you always play? I never remember titles because I'm not like learning the song, so I'm like I never remember titles. What's the one that you always play?
I play two, actually.
My bad.
You can cut this part out.
No, that's on me. That's on me. What are the two that you play? What are the two originals that you do?
I play Sometimes I,
Okay.
and Close to Me.
Okay. Now sometimes that one.
I
That's
wouldn't
the one I
blame.
always remember.
Honestly, I wouldn't blame you for not remember them because I don't have them out. I have nothing out.
Sometimes I remember because of that's always the one you're like, I'm gonna do an original. This song's about. La, la, la,
Yeah.
But tell us what it's about. Because it's I've mixed it for on the Youth Art Connection, and I was listening and I was like, such a groovy song.
Thank you.
I do like it because it's like it starts slow and then it picks up and then it's got that real slow down part at the end. I like it. It's just a bunch of different parts of like attention and keeps the listener just constantly going back. So what is Sometimes I about?
So, okay, Sometimes it's about like a really confused relationship. It's like, it's okay. I'm gonna say like it was about like a situationship I went through. It's all really confusing, because I feel like talking about situationship is such a Gen Z thing. Like,
I mean, we're both
yeah,
Gen Z here.
people saying like nowadays they don't do dating normally anymore. Anyways, yeah. It just because it's like how do you say it? Like, there's no commitment, but they're also not casual. So that's why it's confusing.
Is that what that is? Is that what a situationship is?
Yeah.
Oh,
it's
God.
not really casual. It's like you don't really draw a boundary, so you confuse yourself.
Isn't there a term for that already? Friends with benefits, isn't that?
Friends with benefit, I would say it's more casual.
More casual than that?
Yeah, I would say
So
friends
they're not
with benefit.
friends,
It's
but
more.
you just have not acquaintances with benefits. Is that what a
Like-
situationship is?
No, the thing is, friends with benefit, I think it's like people who are already friends and they just want to like do casual stuff, like in
Relationship without
without
label.
the commitment and the feelings and stuff
Okay.
involved. But situationship, I feel like there is feelings, but they're just not to the point where there is a commitment that you're like in a serious relationship, and also it's not really tied to casual, if you know what I mean. Like, you're not meeting up just because you want to have sex kind of thing.
Oh God, I was in one of those. Oh God, that's what the actual definition for that is. I feel gross now.
So situationship is like really just in between. Like, it's not really casual, but it also not like fully commitment. but there's like feelings involved, so that's why it's confusing. That's the reason why it's
Yeah.
so confusing. There's no boundary kind of thing.
I was in one of those. I'm not proud.
You was in one of
I'm
those?
not proud. And it was in January too. I wasn't proud of it.
We learn.
Yeah, we do.
It's definitely a really confusing time, but I learn more about myself, and that's why I wrote sometimes because it's like there's a point where I feel like, are we in love? Like is it this, is it that? Like we don't really communicate and all, so that's why it was really confusing.
Okay. I see.
Yeah, so sometimes I is about that.
So the main message of the song is like concern and like self-concern.
Really concerned.
Concern.
Um,
Because you're there and you're like, because I remember like the opening sentence in the verse is, if I'm not mistaken, sometimes I don't know if it's enough. Is that what it is?
I wouldn't say concern. Wow, thank you.
I've only heard it like 20 times. No, okay.
Yeah,
No,
because
it's a good song.
You're
It's
going through
catchy.
the mix.
It's
Thank
an
you.
earworm. It's an earworm.
Yeah, I actually co-wrote it with one of my friends. I played the chord progression to him, and then he came up with the "Sometimes I don't know if it's enough."
Was this the one you had the situationship with?
Yeah, he
That's
said,
rough.
He said, no.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
Okay.
I totally missed your question.
Yeah.
No, he's still my friend.
Okay.
He's my buddy. He's in
No,
in
I meant,
Toronto.
was that the one you wrote the song with? Or was it an actual, like, other musician you wrote the song with?
Oh, it's my friend that I wrote the song with, but
Okay.
it's the situation. It was another person.
Okay.
That's not
you were
here
saying,
anymore.
I thought you were saying the one you wrote the song about
Oh,
was
no,
that.
no,
That would have been rough.
No,
So who-
the person. I'm not writing specifically about that person, but I think about the experience, the whole experience, and how I feel, and I feel like for me, songwriting is like documenting. I'm not creating. I'm documenting. This is how I feel when I wrote this song. This is the state of mind that I was.
Oh, yeah.
So it's all about like documenting. I feel like I want it to be really natural for me, songwriting. At least now, I enjoy it the most when it just flow naturally. Like I just let the music guide me. So I played the chord progression, and then my friends came up with that first line, and then it just clicked, and it just helped everything run through. And then I thought of the rest of the song just based off of his first line.
Damn, all right.
Yeah, and that's first melody he gave me, and then I just finished the song, like thanks to him.
Who was the co-writer?
Oh, my friend's Richie.
Shout out Richie.
Shout out to Richie for
Shout
real.
out to Richie. Amazing co-write.
Yeah, thank you.
You gotta mention him on SoCan if you haven't already.
Absolutely. I would love to thank my friend Richie for hopping on my spontaneous call and give me mental support.
It's like, yo, I want to write a song. I am in a mood right now. I want to write a song. Let's
I was like, I saw I had this chord progression. I can play it for you. Yeah.
So, here's another thing that is completely baffling in my opinion. You play these crazy chords, and
Are they?
you don't know theory.
I know a bit now.
No, you're good now. Okay, we have progressed.
I'm learning more. Progressing.
Yeah, because it's like, I'll see these chords and I'm like, I would never think to use these. It's just like, spicy chord, another spicy chord, another spicy chord, another spicy chord. I'm like,
Wow,
damn.
thank you. So that's very interesting that you brought that up, because how I learned guitar is just going through a bunch of songs that I like. I have a goal for when I started picking up guitar, which is March last year.
oh damn, okay.
Yeah, it was when I was waiting for my graduation and looking for jobs and stuff, and I have times at home, and I just practice every day, I think. And my goal was to be able to play solo, like play my song, write song with guitar. So I learned all the songs that I love to sing on the guitar. And then that's just how I know the chords. And then after you play for a while, I play those chords for like many times, and then I start messing around with it. So I know these chords, and then I try to like mess around with them, put them together, how that sound, how this sound, kind of thing, and that how it came together.
Jazz.
Yeah. I wouldn't call myself like a jazz musician because I don't go to school, I don't study.
Well, neither do I.
And I feel like it would be disrespectful to call myself a jazz musician without like knowledge about jazz.
Just covering my face, just like,
Yeah, that's why I'm like, no, I'm not a jazz musician.
I mean, you can be an enthusiast of it, but that's
I love
that's my
it.
name, you know.
I'm on my way. I'm making progress. I'm learning music theory.
I mean, what I did was, I taught myself it all before I hit university. So I was like, this ain't gonna leave my head. And, yeah, no, I was baffled when I jumped into the music scene. I thought everyone was gonna be like crazy nerds about music theory, and I was like, wow. Wow.
And then
I'm
you
the
got
only-
disappointed.
I'm the only crazy nerd.
I do think that people should, even like singer, should know about music theory.
Yes.
Everybody
oh
should.
my god, yes.
Everybody who want to take music seriously should learn about music theory.
Yes, I've been saying that for like 2 years. If you're a singer, if you even if you just are a singer, you should know theory. Because if you want to sing a song and someone goes, what key? And you go, I don't know. Well, you're cooked, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say it's a must, because at the end of the day, you do you. Like, yeah. And many people, I feel like there's so many artists really focus on like songwriting, but which is not, it's not bad. Like, yeah. Songwriting is like a really initial skill to have, but also like I feel like learning for me, I'm speaking for myself, guys. I feel like learning music theory, it just only gonna benefit me, like, you know. And I know I would like to know what I'm doing instead of just follow this feels nice, you know.
Yeah.
For me, I love to know what I'm doing.
Yeah. That's that's kind of also the reason why I beat it all into my head. I was like, I want to know what I'm doing here. I want to know how to actually write songs.
Yeah. Yeah, songwriting, it just such like a broad, and how do you say, like, objective? Is that the word? Because there's no right or wrong way to approach songwriting, I find.
Subjective?
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 Yeah, maybe that's the word I'm looking for. Another thing about me, that I'm still learning English.
She's not English, guys.
Yeah.
So, also on top of that, you know, when you came here, did you not know English, or did you like kind of prepare yourself with basics before coming here?
I did. I prepared myself. I took IELTS tests and stuff. Yeah. I picked up English was because I was watching Disney Channel as a kid.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's how I picked up English, and yeah. Yeah. I learned more. And when I first came here, to be honest with you, I'm still not confident with like my communication. I always feel just like the outsider, like a black sheep kind of thing.
If there's like another person that speaks your language, you immediately just default to that when talking to them, or?
That's how I started here. I was involving with like a Vietnamese community here. It just like a good start. It made me feel safe. The people who speak my language and stuff, you know, and they already been here and they know stuff, and I getting around and with their help. But then now I found my own group of friends, and like after a while I understand the culture more and how people communicate here, and I just start picking that up just like by make friends with people and like listening, you know, actively. Just yeah.
Good on you.
Thank you. I have there was a lot of like pushing myself out of my comfort zone.
Oh yeah, you set the difficulty to hard mode, and then you just dove right out.
Yeah, learn it the hard way.
So, how the hell did you get your foot in the door, and how does everybody know you?
Oh my gosh, I think you asked it earlier and then I just missed it. Did you?
No, so like I met you at the Sunday sesh down
Yeah, that's how we met.
in Argyle, and I was like,
How do I?
no, I was
Okay.
like when I first saw you, I was like, how does Chad know all these people?
Yeah.
Like,
Okay.
how does everybody like? And then it's like every time you are there,
Mm-hmm.
he's always like, okay, we're gonna bring out a fan favorite. And I'm just like, how does everybody know her?
Chad was just being nice. Like
Just
I
being
don't I
nice.
don't think I'm a fan favorite at all. He was just being nice to me.
I mean, everywhere you go, you keep the audience, eyes drawn. I will say that.
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, you say thank you. You're being nice, but it's like you've seen it. You've seen it twice. It's happened to you.
I guess yeah. I guess I'm just hard on myself a lot, and then
Still
like
trying to break from that stage fright.
that too. Yeah. Yeah. I'm also like. Yeah, it's hard. Actually, it's hard for me to be arrogant because I'm just really a full-on self-conscious person.
Go
I'm
for
making
it.
peace with it. I'm making peace with it, but
Go
yeah,
for it. Be arrogant.
very aware. And how it all started, I appreciate the Sunday sesh so much because I feel like that's where it all started for me. Because I was in the city, I didn't know anybody in the music scene, and my colleagues who work with me in the hotel, Eric. He was a drummer. He is a drummer. What did I say was? He's still a drummer. He's a great drummer. He played at the Sunday sesh, and then he asked me if I want to like join this open mic here, and he brought me there, introduced me with
So
everybody.
that's how.
Yeah, that's how I
So you're friends
got
with.
around.
So you're friends with Eric.
Yeah.
Okay. I was kind of figuring like the ties, like. Did she just like randomly show up one day?
No, I know Eric because we work at the hotel together, and then he put me on.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
So there's always like a basis for something. Yeah, I know of Eric as well. I see him drum a few times. He's doing busy with his band. He's doing a lot of stuff like every other musician as well, trying to make things happen. Get as much gigs as possible. Everyone's doing great.
Yeah, I feel like when I started to know just a few musicians, I learned from them how to like make connection, how to meet other musicians like from them, through them, or just like I learned that I need to show up at shows, even though it's difficult for me because I live so far away and I don't drive. Yeah, I'm trying my best to like
Same,
show up. Yeah.
But minus the I can drive though.
Yeah, you drive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't say you live far away when I live the equal distance.
Yeah. So I feel like the Sunday Chess is where I started meeting new artists, and then I just interested in being more involved in the community. So I started to show up in more places, open mic, and yeah, and just make friends with people, like genuinely making friends with them.
So, I should say you're still pretty new to this,
Yeah,
Not be
I would
insulting,
call
I guess?
myself
Just look at
a
yourself.
newcomer. Yeah.
New, recent,
Yeah.
recent. Give it another 2 months, you'll be seasoned. There you go. Yeah, no, give it a whole 2 years. So March 2025, you'll be seasoned. There you go. What I'm saying. So circling back, do you still find it overwhelming when people come up to you after hearing and be like, "Oh my God, that was so good. That was so good." Like, is it, or do you just put on the smile and say thank you and try not to like freak out, or?
Overwhelming, I don't think it's a word, but more of like appreciation.
Okay.
Like, I really appreciate people who coming to me and like let me know that, oh, I really enjoy your music kind of thing. It just I mean to be honest, you should feel confidence within yourself. You should be able to give yourself that validation, but it's good to have the outside, like external validation from other people, because I again, I'm speaking for myself. I feel like many of us really in our head, like there's a day I believe in myself, but there's another day I'm like starting to doubt myself a lot and be really critical with what I'm doing, my songwriting. So it's good to have that validation from my fellow artist friends, or like just people who enjoy my music. It just really helped me, like, yeah, I love to continue this track, and I feel like I'm on the right track because I got lost like so many times. And I feel like, yeah, people come up to me and like my friends support really helps me to just, yeah, stay on track.
So do you feel like the jitters go away as soon as you're done, or is it just kind of like you still have that, and then just hearing the affirmations kind of makes the shyness go away? That's what I'm trying to say. You know,
Okay, you're talking about like the stage fright and how I get more
yeah. So like,
comfortable stay.
does the stage fright just permanently stay, and then like self consciousness stay until you hear affirmations, and then this just goes away, and you're all giddy and all that?
Okay. I think I misunderstand your question because
Yeah.
I thought that you asked me how I feel when people come up to me after my
That is
performance.
that as well. So basically,
Yeah.
it's kind of like two different perspectives. So like coming off your performance, and then people come up to you, like people that you've never met, and obviously friends that you have met. Is it kind of like on your cool down? Is it overwhelming? Like you got like you're jittery for being up on the stage. You got your stage fright. You're coming off the stage. You're still kind of like. Is that people coming up to you and giving the affirmations while you're trying to cool down? Is that kind of like or just like you just immediately calm down as soon as you hear all the good things?
I feel like I'm starting to calm down after the performance or even like in the middle of the performance.
Good.
Not like until people come to me and tell me that I did good, but it was I feel like I got really scared because I care a lot. I want to do a really good job.
Oh, like everybody.
Yeah, especially when I perform like new songs, like playing it in front of people, it's just so different from like playing by myself. So yeah, I just like feel like, oh, am I gonna do a good job? And then once I'm like on stage, in the beginning, the anxiety is still there, but like in the middle of the song, I feel like I'm starting to enjoy myself. I'm like,
Good.
yeah.
Here's a tip that I use, and I've told people this. Um, I said this to Tyler Cox once, and he said it was actually great advice. Said if you go up on the stage, forget who is before you and who's going to be after you. Just pretend you're the best person there. You know, don't fill your mind with like toxicity and be like, oh yeah, I'm the best person here, but treat it as like you are $1,000,000 basically. Don't compare yourself to the person before you. Don't compare yourself to the person after you. And if you got to, sing with your eyes closed. And then before you even start, you're just like, oh yeah, let's just do these songs. And then it's something that I had to struggle with because I've done coffee houses when I was younger, like in high school and university, and it was always like I always had to sing with my eyes closed, and I was always like one foot would, like I'd lose feeling in one foot. I'd feel like I was ready to like tip over. Oh, I was a mess when I started, but now it's literally just like what's up, guys? I'm here to entertain you for 3 hours.
Actually, that's a great advice, honestly. Thank you for mentioning that. Not comparing yourself to other people is a really great advice.
So basically, you are you.
Yeah.
They are they. And before and or after. That person is that person. And that person is that person. But you are you, right?
Yeah.
Nobody's doing what you're... Well, literally no one's going to play R&B and jazz like you, let alone at all. No offense. R&B and jazz is great. And there is a scene for it that I have seen with a little bit of bossa nova sprinkled in. But what I'm saying is, what you're doing, people are going to like, right? And you shouldn't feel like you have to one up the person before you or reset the bar extremely high for the person after you. You can jokingly say that, like, "Oh, I'm going to set the bar high," as a joke, and then you can walk off and be like, shake everyone's hands, say to the next person like, "Oh yeah, I can't wait to hear your stuff," and it's just immediately anxiety is non-existent. It's just not there. And even like, I call them post-performance jitters or pre-performance jitters or post-performance hype. Like when you're done with your performance, you just have this like wave of energy and you just want to like, like punch a hole in a wall or something like that. You're just like that crazy. But not to sound like I'm all that, after doing a bunch of gigs, I was just like, yep, all right, let's go home. And just shake anyone's hand who comes up to me.
Yeah.
Like the post show
Another,
hype is gone.
yeah, another thing I want to say, it's a great advice regardless, but it might not work for everyone.
Oh,
Like
of
not
course.
everyone can have that mindset of like I'm gonna treat myself at like $1,000,000, even though yeah, it's nothing wrong with it. Like
Oh, it's a learning curve, like anything.
it's totally fine to have confidence in yourself.
Mhm.
I'm trying to get there. I'm trying to have confidence in myself, but I'm also hurt. I heard another great advice from my friend, my artist friend. I'm not sure if he want to put his name out, so you know who you are. I don't know if he even gonna listen to this stuff, but he told me that prepare to be the smallest person in the room, and that really stays with me because I know for sure that I cannot keep telling myself I'm the best in here because as I'm meeting more people, I met really talented, great artists that I feel I can't help but like feel intimidating when I see them. Not like yeah, I feel I can't help but like feel small. It's not something that I intentionally do, but it just I feel the pressure. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's more of like, am I this good to be in the same room with these people already kind of thing. I'm
That's the
like,
comparison.
I feel so small, but it's like something I couldn't help, and then but the thing is, it's okay.
Yeah.
Like, I'm here anyway. I need to get over myself so I can continue to go through another door. If I cannot even go through this door, how can I make it like,
Oh, 100%.
farther? So that's just the way I think of it. That's why that advice really like stays with me, because I'm like, even if I think of myself as the smallest person in this room, that is okay. I'm still gonna go there and do my best and share my art.
That's basically like the other end of the spectrum of my advice.
Yeah.
It's like, be loud and proud. Don't.
It's like make peace with where you are, where you're
Oh
at.
yeah. Oh, both
You don't-
both pieces
yeah.
of advice. They're
Yeah,
basically
they're great.
They're the
Like-
same thing. Like make peace. That's the main premise. But it's just like how you express yourself to make peace with yourself is basically what I'm saying. They're both like varying on both ends of the spectrum here. Then again, it is a learning curve. There were so many times that I compared myself to others, and being humble, being like, oh yeah, they're better than me. They just are. They put in more effort. But it's like, what I do is just like, I'm gonna do a song that nobody fucking does. Right? Just hit it with, it's like, here's a song that nobody's gonna like think of doing, and then here's gonna be an awesome rendition of it. And then everyone's like, basically every one of your songs that you do, again, like everyone's like radio silent and like locked onto you when you play,
Thank you.
I always say thank you. You're like, but it happens. And of course, even with the events as well, everyone was like eyeing you down when you were doing your stuff.
Thank you.
It was like, whoa. I was blown away by everybody over that weekend. Sunkissed Stories and Youth Art Connection. I was like, wow, this is a lot of people that I've never heard of.
Yeah, but they're great.
They're great,
They're
yes.
great
I
musicians.
connected with a lot of them. I connected especially with like the people on the behind the scenes half. So like Sasha, Israel, and obviously Joseph and Ezra. Great people. I'm actually gonna cough. And he's gonna be on next episode.
Who?
Ezra.
Ooh, wow.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Yeah, I was totally just going out. I was like, are you free
Wow.
this week? Are you free this week?
Love that for you. No, honestly, like you're really actively involved in the scene. You put yourself out there. You're hardworking. Love that for you that you meet a lot many other musicians. Cause yeah.
It's all about being there for each other. So give respect when respect is
Show
also
up.
given.
Yeah, be present.
Yeah. So like, never demand respect. The respect is a thing that is earned. So if you go in, and act like you're the cat's meow or whatever, and not shaking people's hands, not smiling or anything, just being there with a toxic mindset where you're like, I actually am the best here. That's like, respect is not given. Like you won't have respect like that. And there's people like, we call them hotheads. Hotheads are like the bad apples in any type of scene or anything. They could be in like an office space, or they can be obviously in the music scene. It's just a lot of like, okay, just smile and nod, let them do their own thing. But if they don't respect you, you don't have to be chasing a bag in the like paper bag in the wind. It's like if they don't respect you, all you can be is cordial and civilized, but then just don't chase them.
Yeah. Actually, when you think about it, there's so many versions of me.
There
Like
is.
in other people's mind.
How so?
Like yeah.
You're saying multiple personalities? Or, no, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
He likes my personality, so I surprised him with a few more.
Oh Jesus Christ!
No, but like I'm talking about you present yourself in a certain way, being yourself, but other people can take it in many different ways. Depends on them, and you cannot control how people
Okay.
take you. That's what I mean. Like
So
because
misinterpretation.
you're talking about like not chasing people, So that's make me think about I'm myself, but not many people would think about me the same way. Like there are many different versions of me in their mind, like how they perceive me. That's what I mean. Am I making sense at all?
I don't know. I mean, you are, like, I will say right now, you are, a very humble person. Basically,
Thank you.
the best word to describe you, and anyone can agree with it. Like, what's the first word that comes to your mind when you think of Skaty? And I have a feeling, like, 9 out of 10 people are going to say, sweetheart. Like, that's how, like,
Aw.
because you're just so nice. You're always saying please and thank you. You're always humble. You're always there with a smile. You're there with a positive attitude. That's like the word that comes to my head. It's just like,
Oh, thank you.
well, it's true. You're welcome, but it's true. Like, that's how I see that you present yourself. And it's like every instance. Like, you can be at the Sunday Sesh. You could be at any random open mic. Walking into the bedroom studios, and it's always like, Skaty.
Yeah. I mean, because we're friends. I appreciate that you think about me that way, but I do acknowledge there are other people who think about me in different way. I mean, I've met people who doesn't like me, and it's fine. Like I don't think I don't know. For me, it's all comes to like compatible. Like instead of thinking of like those people are bad and stuff like that. I just think maybe we're not compatible to be friends. Like
There you go.
they don't appreciate me for who I am. We cannot be friends. If
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Don't chase
Yeah,
paper
it
bags.
can be one sided.
Yeah, and it's that's completely making full circle to like respect is earned, not given.
Yeah.
So if the compatibility is not there, don't feel like you have to chase like a paper bag in the wind.
Yeah, yeah.
Don't tire yourself out. Don't waste yourself. If it's
I-
not, excuse me, goodness. If it's not there, it's not there.
Yeah, exactly. I learned about this because when I first started here, it's like starting over for me. Because in Vietnam, I have friends. I have my own circle of friends that I feel safe to be myself around them. But like when I started here, I don't know anybody except my brother. He introduced me to people.
Shout out Skaty's brother.
Yeah, I make friends, but like in the beginning, I do feel like I am adjusting myself just to be involved in a circle, like just to have people around me, because I don't want to be like an outsider. And I stopped doing that because I hate of not being able to be comfortable with myself. I'm starting to know my worth. I'm starting to love myself more. I feel like I don't want to be around people who makes me uncomfortable. That's the thing. Like, why do I have to push myself through all that when I can just find people that enjoy my company and like my own people kind of thing.
Slay.
Yes, like
That's
yeah, that's how I
basically
learned about it.
that's the mindset that I go about as well, because like not only being a foreigner to the country and having to adapt language wise, social wise, and all that stuff, we're also young. And I find that there's I'll say it. I find that there's, some like underlying discrimination based on age, and it can be us at our age range. It can be the middle age range. It can be the like senior age range. I'm a big advocate for ageism, like anti-ageism. That's what I mean. I believe that it doesn't matter what age you are if you are able to make something happen. And it doesn't matter, it's not just for the music scene as well, but it can be for anything, right? It doesn't matter how old you are. Obviously, the people that are older are the most wise and the most knowledgeable about the topic at hand, So in the music scene, obviously people that are older are going to know more. But do not shy away from the fact or gloss over the fact that you're going to have a younger person come in and be almost, or if not as good as the senior person. That's one thing that I find. It's just like, okay, I came in here at 21, basically 20. I started playing when I was 22, and everyone thought I was in my 30s. Everyone thought I was like 33, 34, and I was like, no, I'm in my 20s. And they're like, how the fuck are you not smart in your 20s? I'm like, well, first off, ouch. Secondly, I taught myself young. I had free time and I taught myself. And it happens like time and time again. I'll be at a spot and someone will be like, oh my god, how old are you? You're playing like this, how old are you? And I'll be like, I'm in my early 20s. They're like, how are you doing that at this young of age? And I'm like, well, were you playing at this young of age? It's not a pissing competition, but it's like everyone's got their own way of like developing skill and like the ladder of or the stairways of success, right? I'll say it right now, I'm not a great guitar player. There's people that are like way better than me. I just play chords. I'm a rhythm player. I don't like writing guitar solos, but I'll do it. Yeah, I'll play chords. I'll play a spicy chord if I have to sometimes.
Spice it up.
A spicy jazz chord. I'll always stick with the 7s, the 9s, the 7-sharp 9s, or different like voicings and all that jazz.
Yeah.
But it's literally just a fact of how motivated someone is on how early or how late they start, and then you can be idolized by other people, basically. They're like, oh man, I strive to be this person, They're so great at this age. I wonder what they were doing when they were younger, all that stuff. Because people are still like, you're so young. You're just a baby. And I'm like 3 years younger than you. Like, or like, I'm 5 years younger than you. Simmer down, Have you ever like had that, itching feeling? Because, you're also in your early 20s. You ever had that like, oh, she's in her 20s, whatever. And then someone's like, oh my god, you're in your 20s and you play like this? Holy crap. Like, have you ever had that?
I actually haven't had that encounter, and I hope I don't have to.
Lucky you. Had it way too many times.
Yeah, I really don't assume like people ages, like, and I also don't tie it to like the skill and the ages. I don't put them together.
Yeah, a lot of
like
if
if you're a great musician, I'll just come to you and tell you that you're a great musician. Like, why do I have to ask how old are you? Like, it doesn't make sense when you're this young and you play this good. Like come on, like
based, it's
I do say one thing. I want to say one thing. I do envy people who got to like involve in music, emerge with music since a young age. I do envy those artists. I wish I always like wished I could have like pick up the guitar sooner, play piano when I was younger or something like that. So I envy them, but at the same time, everybody goes at their own pace.
So do you just play guitar and piano?
I play guitar mostly. Piano, I can lay down the chords and that's it. Nothing crazy.
Same.
No, it's not same. You're so much better. I've seen you play.
No. I know one song.
But like you can play it so well.
Well, because I've been doing it since 2017. It's like in my head. That's why.
No, but like it's just the way you play the song. Yeah, it just so much better than
you ever seen me
how
play
I can.
Piano actually?
Yeah, at the open mic.
Which one?
As a seahorse open mic.
Oh my goodness, yeah, the
Yeah,
local,
you
yeah.
did the Michael Jackson song.
Yes, I remember that. Oh goodness.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I wouldn't say that it's the same level as me because you're way better.
Oh, okay. Well, I've been doing that one since 2017, and I wanted to like put that under my belt before I started university. So I was like, I want to put this in my, and then as like the years progressed, I started making it like spicier and all that. So instead of just keeping it like very simple, just like bam, bam, bam.
I've never asked you what instrument you start off with though. Is it the bass?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then what came next?
Guitar. Then
Yeah, so
ukulele.
you laid out the string instruments and then the uke.
Yeah, I have a ukulele.
Oh, it's the opposite for me. I start off with the uke and then guitar.
After ukulele was piano. And I kind of was like, I've always sang, and I never sang like. I mean, I've sang at coffee houses before, like either being on guitar or either being on bass, but then so it's a lot of like people like, oh yeah, you sing good, or oh yeah, this is great, but I count like singing like after the piano because I was like, let's sing because I can play a bunch of instruments, like why not be good at singing as well.
Mm-hmm.
Then drums, and drums after that.
Wow. I'm tipping toe on the bass right now. I've been slacking. Not gonna lie, I should go back and practice 48 hours a day.
48 hours a day.
Yeah, I feel so slacking talking about it, cause I'm ambitious with like picking up instruments. I do want to play the harp. The
harp?
Yeah, someday.
Ooh.
That's my next goal, but I want to just be good at what I'm doing right now first.
Well, I'd say you're pretty good at guitar right now.
Thank you. Could be
You're
better.
Welcome. You're welcome. Yeah, I think I've only seen you. Well, not seen you. I think I heard you play piano once. I think you posted it on a story. Mm-hmm. And you're like, there's a piano in my workplace, and you start playing the piano. I was like, oh, okay, get it, slay.
Yeah, I just like play around with the chords, nothing crazy. But what you did was like,
I mean, again, that's the only song that's like wild, I guess. Like I do another song which is just
that's the only song that I've heard you play on the piano as well.
I know another one but it's literally just like holding out chords. That's it. It's like a disco tune. And then I play keyboard with another band out in St. John. What I do is I just keep whole notes or I just play quarter notes. Mm-hmm. For the time being, we actually played a festival.
Wow.
Guitar player quit. So he was like, okay, you got to play solos. You got to do you got to do lead lines. And I was like, excuse me? I'm not even a keyboard player, my guy. I'm just laying down chords with a very spacious tone right here. I guess I can do that. So it was literally just like how I did it was just like play the notes and the chords. Basically like make your own arpeggios and then just like jump to the next chord, and all that jazz. And I was like, some of these solos fit. Some of these solos don't fit, but it's just like I'm playing notes. I'm having fun here. Mm. I can play piano. I can play keyboard. But I'm not a keyboard or piano player. That's basically the best way to say it. My main instruments are the stringed ones. I mean, technically pianos have strings as well if you have like a real one because mallet smacks the strings, but it's the string instruments that I'm prominent on. If there's a piano somewhere or if it's like just so happens I have to play piano, it's like, okay, well, give me the chords, we'll have fun here, and then that's just all it is. It's just being like, don't be scared, just do it. Nike, just do it.
I like how you were put on the spot, but you take on the challenge. You're like, yeah, that's a really positive response, and that's how you evolve as like musician because you take on challenge, and you're like, I refuse to believe that I cannot do it. Oh
yeah, you gotta go for it.
Yeah.
No defeatist attitudes here.
Yeah.
Never back down. Never give up.
Yeah.
Can't stop, won't stop. But yeah, the drums
was a wild
one because I was like, always only just using hands for the instruments, right? So like keyboard, ukulele, bass,
The drum
guitar.
is so difficult for me.
For a time being,
It's-
it was because it was just the fact of like not only using your hands, is using your wrists, your arms, and then your legs at the same time. Just playing that and just try to get like a solid pattern down pat before you step behind a kid, and that was a bit of a learning curve for me because I was just constantly like just tapping on my hands until I got a drum kit, and I was just like, let's make something like feasible here. Let's make something coherent. So like the first thing, the real big kicker for me on the drums was Josh Dunn from 21 Pilots, and probably my favorite song at the time was Heavy Dirty Soul by them. And I wanted to be able to play Heavy Dirty Soul before I
So
stepped
you
on the
also
kit.
start off with like learning the song you like on the drum. Okay, yeah, that actually a good way to start off picking up an instrument because people easily give up because they don't really have like an actual goal for their practice. I feel like.
It was it was constantly just like playing to get the patterns. Like the pattern was like, and it was just like I wanted to be able to do that comfortably
That's
before I
so
stepped behind a
hard.
kid.
Cause like
The amen break was kind of weird, yeah.
because like your feet, your hands are at different rhythm, and like
Yep.
not to mention each of your hands had different rhythm.
Yep.
It's so hard. Like
So
for
now
me.
at the point, basically, when I'm on a different instrument, there's like a different genre or slash feel to them. If I'm on the drums, it's always funk. It's always funk. If I'm on the guitar, you might get a little bit of, you'll get blues and jazz. On the bass, you're gonna get like blues and funk as well. If I'm on like the ukulele, you're just gonna get ukulele. You're either gonna get pop or Hawaiian music. Piano, you're gonna get jazz out of me. That's basically what really kicked it off. That's why I decided to call myself the jazz enthusiast, because I was like, I can play these jazz chords. There's like literally one song. The second song I ever put out. Because I put out a single, which was just like me playing on the bass, and there was like a bunch of arpeggios everywhere. But the first song on like the debut EP I put out, it's called Something You Hear Late at Night. And it was inspired by me and my friend just listening to CBC radio. Like Tuesday night, a bit of rain, and it was just jazz. And he was like,
yeah,
man,
that's the weather for jazz.
he was like, man, I feel like we're about to go solve a mystery. I feel like a detective right now.
What?
Because it was just jazz. You felt like a 1920s
Yeah.
detective, you know? And I was like, man, no, I feel like that too. Rainy, jazz music.
What
Oh,
do
man.
detective listen to?
The 20s, because it was just the 20s. It was just the 20s feel. But it was, yeah, you know, in the roaring 20s, it was all jazz and bebop and all that stuff. So you just hear that smooth jazz, and then you just, you know, light your cigarette and you solve your crime mysteries. Yeah, I don't know. It was just like, it's a guy's thing, I guess. But I was like, when I first started writing that song, I was just like, jazz chord, jazz chord, jazz chord, jazz chord, jazz. It was just literally just, guys, look what I can do.
Yep.
That's literally what it was. I'll play it afterwards, and I'll tell you the chords and all that, but it was literally just like, look what I can do. That's
Yeah.
basically what all my songs, when I first started, all my songs were like, look what I can do.
Yeah, practice the song and I'm gonna feel so cool showing off.
Oh, yeah. Or like
Yeah.
writing big nasty chords. It's like, I'm so cool, guys. I know these big nasty chords.
I'm so cool, Michael.
I'm
Hold
so
that.
cool, quotes, Michael. That's my quote that's gonna stick with me, and then yours is like, it's so hard not to slay. No, it's so hard to not slay. That friggin' killed me when you said that. Complimented your outfit.
Yeah.
And you were like, oh, only today I look pretty? And I was like, oh, no, you look pretty all the time. It was just, this is like, wow. And you're like, it's so hard not to slay.
Yeah. I mean, every once in a while, I feel good about myself.
Just do a little hair toss like,
Yeah. I like sometime I was like, I'm kind of cool, but then the next second, I'm like, no.
Next second you're like, I hit a wrong note. Well, that's another thing. In jazz, there's no such thing as wrong notes. It's just you're just not confident enough. That's what it is.
Yeah, I saw a really funny video, that says, that says when a classical musician improvise and then the person just didn't do anything. It's classical music.
They don't improvise.
Yeah.
That's funny. That's
Yeah.
actually funny. There was one video that I saw one time. It was like when a classical player hits a wrong note, and it was just a classical player who just kept hitting, like he would occasionally just accidentally hit a wrong note, and the conductor was just like every time he did it. He's like, and then after hitting so many wrong notes, he's like, "You ever thought about jazz?"
Yeah, I haven't
And
thought
then
about
that classical
switching.
player's now just playing jazz, and he's just
I
playing
haven't
like
thought about you came into the wrong.
Jesus. But yeah,
Yeah.
there's no such thing as wrong notes in jazz because like they just take the chord and they throw so many expansions onto the chord itself. And so it's basically just a level of confidence on how you want to play a chord basically. I mean, you can be as generic as like dominant 7 chords, minor 7 chords, or major 7 chords, or 9 chords, and then it's just like there is jazz. But there's like an array of nonsense, and it's sometimes I'm just like, okay.
Your chair
yeah,
is
it's just
making
like
it
trying to
noise.
play it. It's like okay, and I gotta like jump between the chords. Like even with the band that I play keyboards for, it's wild. Like some of this, like I first was the bass player, right, and then this is back when the front man lived in Wolfville, so what I did was literally before the show, I wrote out the set list. And I said, give me the set list. I'm going to write it out. And I said, you're going to play every song. I'm going to look at your fretting hand, and those are the chords. And he goes, okay, so what are you going to do? I said, I'm going to play the root note, and I'm going to mess around, and I'm going to play some motifs and random stuff between chords. And he's like, okay. So I'm staring at his hand. I wrote down every chord to the song. And I was like, man, some of these songs, because he's like post grunge shoegaze music, so very like calm stuff, and I'm like, why are there jazz chords in your songs?
Really?
Yeah, I was like, why is there jazz chords in your songs? And he's like, I don't know, just the songs. And I'm like,
Just throw it in there.
yeah, it's like I was like, ah. It took me a second because I was like, God damn. So I was like, okay, so I'll have fun here, and I'll just like either keep root notes or I'll like play some like random nonsense to pass between each chord. But it was great, and every time I went up to Wolfville, everyone was like, "Oh my God, your bass playing is so great!" I'm like, "Oh man, I'm mid out in Halifax, but thank you."
Damn. Yeah.
But it was great, and now I swapped to the keyboard where I actually have to pay attention to chords. Yay!
Oh my gosh.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's something else, but yeah, it's the fact of literally just like what I do is I just keep it like, I'll just keep like the one chord for a whole bar. And then when it comes to like an instrumental piece, then I can just do like a lead line or something. But it's literally just, okay, muscle memory to jump between each chord and do it comfortably. And it's like, okay, here. Done. Chords. And then, of course, hold the pedal down to sustain it if you need to.
When you start off on the bass, is it also similar to the drum? Like you just pick up the song that you like first, and then.
Oh goodness. Oh, I'm about to expose myself here. I didn't even know how the frets worked. I was just hitting open strings, and my guitar wasn't even in tune. Like I was like
You jazz it.
No, I was like a toddler playing guitar, like not knowing what the hell's going on.
Ding.
Yeah, not knowing what the hell's going on. So then I got it tuned, and then I started learning songs, and then I was like, okay, we're set in stone here. We're vibing.
Yeah.
I first started out with Marilyn Manson, and then I moved over to like Primus, and then I started hitting up like a bunch of pop culture tunes and all that stuff in different genres. And then it just like, okay, cool. I know how to play these different genres now. But yeah, it was definitely a learning curve from the start because I was like absolutely nothing to something basically, and then I just started picking up instruments. Like, so I picked up the guitar a year later. I already knew how to like read tablature. I didn't know how to read sheet music yet, but I was just reading guitar tablature for guitar and bass, and I was pretty much going off that as a crutch basically just for like learning songs that I wanted to learn. And I picked up the guitar, played a song on it, and I was like, that's great. All right, cool. Now I want a guitar now, so I can play guitar. And it was basically just like, okay, get this, because ukulele was actually like, that's my brother's. He just didn't want to play it. And someone was like, you have a ukulele, but don't play it. You a bitch. And I'm like, okay, I'll play ukulele. Watch this. Give me 30 minutes, and then I'll just learn like 12 songs. That's basically what it was. And
Wow.
piano was just like, man, I want to learn piano because my friend is so cool because he plays piano, you know. And so I just wanted to learn that Michael Jackson song. And then wowed everybody for university orientation. I was like, hey guys, watch this.
My goal in the beginning for the guitar was like, I said I want to be able to play solo, like be independent and just play my own gig by myself and not like have to wait until I can form a band to be able to perform kind of thing.
Of course.
Yeah, but then now it's in my goal keeps evolving. Like now I want to get better so I can like jam with other musicians.
I will say though,
Like
for
in the band,
starters,
yeah.
like this is not to be mean or anything. Definitely, what would help you is like if you tap your foot to the tempo.
I'll practice with the metronome.
Metronome, or well, at the same time, tap with your foot because you're not gonna have a metronome for live performance. I mean, you might if you have in-ear monitors and you have a click, so then you got to play to the click. But yeah, if you're in like a live setting, say like you're at the Free Jam or at Freeman's, or if you're at the Monty's Jam, right, and you got the monitor wedges in front of you, you got to be able to like tap your foot to keep in time with everybody. It's I say that to a lot of people. I'm like, man, tap your foot, and they're like, why? And I'm like, cause you're all over the place. Yeah. I have friends that I'll tell them like tap your fucking foot, and then every time I tell them that they're playing, I'm like tap your fucking foot. I mean, we did a little impromptu duet. It wasn't that bad. The only thing was like the drums were just loud, and I was trying to play quiet, and you just couldn't play quiet on those things. But yeah, no, it was great. A lot of people got to meet you and hear you, what you're able to do, and like you obviously made a bunch of new friends and fans there, and it's gonna happen, you know, every new location you go to, you know, you just expand your map, and people will love it, you know. So basically, keep doing what you're doing and tap your foot, you know.
Tap your foot.
Tap your foot.
Michael.
But no, it's it's great. I'm blessed that, you know, I've met you and,
Same.
that, you know, got to see what you're capable of doing and, you know, kind of just being in the background for a few performances of yours. And, you know, it's great, you know. And then, of course, I meet your friend group, and it's all just about, like, everyone just being friends with everybody. That's what I like. And that's what it should be like, you know.
Yeah, genuine.
On a scale of like 1 to 10, this is like as soon as I met you, I was like, she's a good person.
Wait, yeah, we never
Like
talked
10 out
about
of
it.
10.
What was your first impression?
I was like, this person is freaking cool. I was like, she's
Really?
awesome. Yeah.
I thought that I gave off like awkward vibe to you in the beginning.
What?
I don't know. I just feel
What did you just say? Repeat that.
like
What did
when
you
we met at the Sunday sesh,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
You thought I was cool?
say? Yeah.
That's crazy.
Why? What did you just say?
I thought that I give off awkward vibe when we first met. Yeah.
Okay, I thought you said something else. Awkward vibe. Okay. No, I mean, right off the bat, you did Just the Two of Us, and I was like, man, I fucking love that song. And then, I fucking love that song. You did it in the original key, and then you did jazz scatting of the saxophone solo, which was friggin' crazy. I was like, she knows the solo! No, it was great. I loved it. And I was like, yeah, this person can sing. This person got a voice.
Thank you.
And, well, is anybody else musical in your family? I should ask that.
No.
God,
Nobody
same girl.
Nobody
Same.
play music. I came from like a strict business family.
Business?
Yeah,
All business
all
girly?
my people are like businessman.
Goddamn. No,
We stick to the business.
my father played baritone in high school, but that's it. That was it. Mother's from Cape Breton, none of the family plays an instrument, which is insane because all Cape Bretoners are Swiss Army knives, jack of all trades.
What?
Oh, everybody in Cape Breton that I've seen can cook amazing food or can play instruments. Yeah, it sounds like a stereotype, but it's a good one. It's a good one. Everyone that I've seen can cook amazing and can play a bunch of instruments, except my mother's side of the family. They can't play instruments, you know.
I mean, I cannot justify that, so I'll say no comment. And
you've never
again,
been to Cape
disclaimer:
Breton, so.
anything controversial
No, it's not
that
controversial
said
at all.
in this podcast is by Michael.
It's not controversial.
You didn't hear anything from me.
No, it's not controversial at all. I said if it was a stereotype, it's a good one. Being like they can all cook and they can all play instruments really well. That's a pat on the back. I'm not trying to be controversial here. No, not at all. But yeah, it just happens. Everybody that I've seen, like the guy who runs the Free Jam, in Freeman's, right? He's from Cape Breton. He plays guitar, harmonica, drums, saxophone, bass.
Wow.
Yeah, and he bakes on the side. He's a really good bake as well. Like a really good baking chef. It's insane. And
has he been like playing since he was a really young age?
He's had to have been. He's 40 now.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, it's just another friend that I've made, Derek John Webb, phenomenal musician. He's from Cape Breton as well, same area as my parents grew up, and phenomenal guitar player. Oh my goodness. When I first met him, I was like, we're going to have fun here. We're going to have fun here. I said to him, I was just like, okay, I'm going to round up a bunch of people to jam right now. Do we know Money for Nothing by Dire Straits? And they go, yeah, we know Money for Nothing. I'm like, we're going to have fun here. Money for Nothing, if you haven't listened to that, it is a very hard song, like any Dire Straits song. But it's fun. Like the thing about songs as well is like I like to beat them into my head to get them as like close to recording as possible. So when it comes to like Money for Nothing, it's like, all right, guys, do we know Money for Nothing? And they're like, yeah, we know it. I'm like, but do we know it? You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm about to be like Mark Knopfler up in this, you know?
Yeah.
But
but do you know?
Yeah, do you know?
Do you know?
I'll always say that. It's like, do you know this? It's like, yeah, okay, but do you know this?
Do you know? Yeah.
Every time. Oh man. How long have we been blather? Oh wow, that's a good chunk of time right there.
Oh, how long?
Hour 22, almost hour 23.
Oh wow. Oh yeah, an hour something?
Yeah.
Damn. We're rambling.
We're rambling. No, we're yapping. Yeah,
We're
rambling is
yapping.
Rambling means something different. But yeah, no, we're a bunch of chatterboxes, a bunch of yappers over here. Yeah.
Rambling, it's not like, I think rambling is like when you're talking and you don't know what you're talking about. Is that rambling?
Yapping.
Oh, that's yapping?
Yeah.
But like rambling. It's
Rambling
like,
is,
keep going on and like.
Rambling is basically if you ramble, you basically, the real definition of being like someone who rambles is like basically like no straight objective, basically.
Okay.
So you can tie that into that, but like people who.
I would say that I'm rambling because my ADHD just take me whatever. Sometimes when you ask a question, I start off saying this, and then I'm like, actually, what was the question?
Yeah, tangents. And then I just gotta like grab you, put you back onto the tracks. Like, all right, circling back, get off tangent. There we go. I had to do that with Gibson a lot. I was like, let's circle back.
Yeah, like okay, let me turn around my kayak.
Yeah. Oh, do you kayak too?
I do.
Oh shit.
I haven't in a long time.
Man, I haven't in like 4 years. Oh,
was it? Oh no, 4 years. How long I've been in Canada? So I would say like, well, maybe a year. Nearly 2.
God damn. Yeah, no, I started doing it in 2020. There's a spot in Spryfield. Mm-hmm. And then the time before that was like a decade ago. Not even a decade. Almost a decade ago. Like 9. No, yeah, it was 10 years ago before that.
Yeah.
I was in PEI and I was in a summer camp and we had to learn how to kayak if we didn't know. And then we had to do like the last day was like a bunch of like competitions, and I was like me who never friggin' kayak before, was like zooming when it came to the competition. And then when I did it in 2020, I was like, Danielle, can I just like hold on to your kayak when we go back because I'm tired.
Yeah, after a while, after a while I have back problem. When I'm in the middle of the lake, I'm like, ugh,
Yeah.
my lower back hurts, but I cannot
Yeah.
give up.
The Spawn and Spry field is actually pretty awesome. You got 2 hours. You got a 2-hour window, and from start, if you go to the island, it takes an hour.
Mm-hmm.
And then you come back, it's also an hour. So there's your 2 hours right there. If you go right to the island in the middle of, I think it's called Long Lake. Yeah, Long Lake Provincial Park. I think that's what that is. Yeah, so you go to the island. My friend, she called it Goat Island. So I was like, okay, we'll go to Goat Island. And then get to Goat Island.
Goat or ghost?
Goat.
Oh,
she always
okay,
called
okay,
it Goat
okay.
Island. And I'm like, okay, it's probably Goat Island. But then, yeah, it took an hour paddling from the bay to Goat Island and then an hour back. And coming back, I was like, can I just hold on to your kayak? I'm tired.
Yeah, I think the last time I went kayaking was in Inverness.
Inverness.
Yeah,
Oh
there
my
is
goodness.
a really cool kayaking place. I mean, my friend drove me there. I have no idea. I was just like a full-on tourist, just like video and like just watching what's going on around. I didn't pay attention at all to where it is, so don't ask me like where it is, what's the name, because I have no clue.
No,
But-
kayaking would be fun. I'd love to do kayaking.
But
again.
yeah, it was
Jesus.
like a huge lake, and then I was like just got into the middle of the lake. I'm like, I'm so tired, but I still need to go back. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, I
These
have
biceps
to like,
ain't gonna grow themselves.
yeah. But I miss it. I want to do it again, but then I have to wait for another season. Oh my goodness.
Oh yeah, as soon as summer hits, I'm probably gonna
Yeah.
be like, hey, does anyone want to go to Long Lake and kayak for 2 hours?
Oh my god, to the Goat Island.
And Goat Island. I don't know if it's actually called Goat Island. Just my friend called it Goat Island.
Does
Is
it?
it-
Because
It's just in the middle of Long Lake. I don't know.
Oh.
I don't know why. It's just in the middle, and she just goes like, "It's Goat Island." I'm like, eh.
I mean, I thought there's like goats there.
No.
No, okay.
There's no goats on it. It's called Goat
That's
Island.
why I'm like, why is
Yeah.
why
I know.
they call it Goat Island?
I know.
Okay.
I know. I can probably look up on Google Maps later and find like the actual name for it because I know for a fact it's not Goat Island. There's I actually have a video of it from when we were out in the lake, and it was so fucking funny. I'll show you afterwards. Actually, you know what? What was it? Yeah, we've been yapping for a bit. I think we should wrap this up now.
Yeah, how do we wrap it up?
It's simple. We do this. No, I'm just kidding. No, so, well...
I feel like we also didn't even like talk about music that
But we
much.
did?
Like,
What are you talking about? It was all music.
oh, that is true. But like, I thought you were asking me about my writing process and stuff.
Did I already ask you that?
Yeah, that's true. But like,
Did I already ask you
okay,
that?
actually, I'm enjoying the no concept. We can just do whatever. Like, I don't have to like, oh wait, did I miss this? Did we not talk about this enough?
No,
And
I
they were
made
like,
sure I hit all the notes
Nar.
here.
Okay.
So, Skaty Phm, jazz guitarist, and
No, don't say
kayak
that.
extraordinaire. No.
Disrespectful
No.
to the jazz musicians. No,
I am
I'm-
disrespect to the jazz musicians.
I wouldn't call myself jazz guitarist. Oh my goodness.
Jazz player. Jazz guitar player.
No, it's okay. I'm just Skaty.
You're just Skaty.
I'm doing Skaty thing. I make noise.
I make pretty noise.
Yeah.
So, before we wrap it
I
up,
make
though,
a lot of random noise.
before we wrap it up, though, I will say this though. When you first came here, when people read your name, how many times have people messed it up?
Skaty?
Fam.
Oh, fam. I don't usually have to do with fam, but even Skaty, people would mess it up a lot. Like
Oh, really?
I remember I was on the phone talking to the customer service, and I already told them my name is Skaty. I spell it out for them because I don't assume that people would know how to spell my name. And then she still went, Stacy? I just like, are you kidding? I just literally spell it out for you.
So is that your like? Because I know a lot of people like from different countries that will have like harder to pronounce names for like westernized people. Is that your like birth name, or is that a name you decided to pick?
That's my artist name.
What's your real
It
name?
can change, but my real name is first name is Phm.
Say that again.
Yeah, that's exactly the reaction every time I say my real name. People like, say that again.
What's your?
Phm.
How do you spell that?
P is in Peter. Huong.
Oh, okay.
Phm.
Phoong. Okay. So so if I was at your land of birth, I would say Pham Phuong. That's how you'd say your name? Because it's last name first?
There is middle name. So
Goodness.
so if I'm
What's the
gonna
middle
say
name?
if I'm running into like a Vietnamese person and they ask for my full name, I would say my name is Pham Kiêu Ngọc Phương. It's my full name. But like I
Goodness.
know that you guys would put the first name and then middle
Yeah.
name and then last name.
That's kind of how that. First,
So
middle,
my
last,
name,
you know?
yeah, my name in so if you say it your way,
Yeah.
it will be Phương Kiều Ngọc Phạm.
How do you pronounce it? Say that middle name again. Slow.
Just the middle name?
Just say that middle name again.
Kiều.
Gail.
Kiều. Think about like so it's the K. Kieu.
Kale.
Yeah, but don't pronounce the K. Pronounce it's just Kiều.
Gail.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's not
okay.
bad.
Thank
And
you, I
then
try.
here comes the challenge because I know
cool.
it's difficult for you guys to pronounce the ng.
Okay, now here's the thing. With the Vietnamese language, I know ng sometimes makes a w sound.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's at the end, it still makes the ng sound. Is that how that works? Because I had a friend when I used to work in a fast food restaurant. Her name was Natalie. Win.
That actually a really good question. That's a good thing to point out. I just thought about it. So like your friend, the name is Nguyen.
Yeah, she
So
was
that's
pronounced
where
as
the
Win.
ng is at the beginning. But there are some Vietnamese name like I would say Hung. That's where the
okay.
ng is at the end. So it's spelled Houng. So the ng will be at the end. So it will be Hung. And then your name, your friend's last name is Nguyen.
Okay, so you're okay. So I'm pronouncing it as wu, and I'm hearing you still do a little
Nguyen.
win. Yeah, I still hear that little ng there.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I first was like, Natalie, what's your last name? Nguyen? And she goes, I'm gonna
What?
hit you.
I heard somebody said Eugene.
Eugene. Oh my god. But yeah, I was literally spelling it or pronouncing it as it was spelled. Nguyen. And I was like, yeah, I was like,
crazy.
What? And then I started realizing, okay, Vietnamese language is obviously different. So I started realizing like how certain things are pronounced and all that stuff.
They're like I didn't realize how difficult Vietnamese is until I have to explain it to my friends. Until my friend asked me, so how do you say hi and how do you say this and that? I'm like, oh, and then I have to explain to them, then I realize, okay, is that difficult?
How do you say hello?
Xin chào.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah, that's not bad, but like there are stuff that's it sounds the same from to you maybe it will sound the same, but it's had different meaning in Vietnamese. That's the thing.
Oh yeah. So
like, if for example, what I can think of, if you call somebody, if you say like an old person, like old, in Vietnamese will be yeah.
Yeah.
And if you, wait a second, let me think. Oh, and if you say skin in Vietnamese is yeah. You see what I mean?
Oh, so it's inflection based.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's so old people is like yeah, and then how do you say yes? It's like yeah.
So it is all inflection based. Okay.
And then bean sprout, yeah. Yeah, I know. But there are so many of them, so like that, like.
Okay.
And then I have to explain it to my friend, like, oh, how do I explain this? kind of thing.
Yeah. So it's basically inflection based because every different way you said yeah was it ended like a little bit different, and I've noticed that with a bunch of the Asian languages. Like one thing, I mean, like one phrase can mean so many different things, and it's all based on how they say it, which is wild. Wild. I mean, the French do it too.
Yeah.
I don't think we do it. I mean, we'll say certain phrases to just like bastardize like textbook definitions of things, you know, or something like that. But we'll make our own slang or something like that. But definitely an easy language compared to everything else.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm speaking from no experience here. I don't know any other language. I can read Russian, but I can't translate it. That's a flex.
Well, you can read, so that's good.
Yeah,
you can read it, so that's good. It doesn't look easy to read.
Yeah, I beat the alphabet into my head when I was in grade 6, and then just started reading it. I can't translate it, but I know I can like read it. I had a Ukrainian friend over who knows Ukrainian, Russian, and English, and I started writing in Russian. He was like, "Oh, you know Russian," and I'm like, "I can just write it and read it." Oh man, I need to learn another language. I'm not diverse enough.
But you can write it and read it, but like
I can't translate
not
it.
like translate it to English. You cannot translate it.
So like
What's
I can like there will be something written in Russian. I'll pronounce it. Like I can read that, but I'm like, what does that even mean? You know?
But like if you have to communicate with like a
I can't speak fluent Russian. I can't converse with somebody. If something's written down, I can read it and pronounce it with their accent, but I don't know what the word means.
You can read it and pronounce it with the accent.
Yeah.
I thought that the reading and the writing part is more difficult. Like usually people learn how to talk communicate first, and then that comes. But I guess it's different for everybody. Okay.
I learned the alphabet to understand how how the alphabet was pronounced, and then just starting like pronunciation of like certain words and all that stuff. And then I was like, I just gave up before I started wanting to like talk and just like have conversations. And I kid you not, and I'll expose myself right now. It was literally because I wanted to impress a girl. That was
okay.
it. And she had zero interest in me, so I just gave up. That's literally. I'll expose myself right now.
Wow.
This man, this young Michael, trying to learn Russian, and then just gave up. Now it's just in my head, and I don't know what to do with it.
I mean, because of that, you force yourself to learn something for somebody, and now you have another knowledge you gain.
Yeah,
you not lose.
I can read it. I mean, I don't know when I'm ever gonna go to Russia, but like.
But you know another language.
Yeah, I'll be like, I can read that, but what does it say? what is that? And they'll be like, what? What do you mean? I was like, I can read it, but I can't translate it. They're like, what? Like that, I guarantee that's what they'll be like.
You reminds me of like how they teach English in school in Vietnam. Like many of us would know how to write it, like write a sentence and like really good with the grammars and all stuff.
I couldn't even write sentences
but couldn't even like communicate.
Oh, I couldn't even like write sentences out. I would see a word and then I would be like mouthing it until like I could like comfortably like pronounce the whole thing, and I'd be like, oh yeah, okay. I don't know what that means. You know?
Yeah, but like the way we were taught English is just really, I don't know. Like we learned the recipe for it.
The
like,
recipe.
Like not, I wouldn't say the recipe, but like how do you say like the how like the sentence is construct?
The basics.
No, it's look like a math.
The formula.
Formula, yeah, that's the word I'm looking for. It looks like a formula, like okay, this plus the verb. Oh, object plus verb, and then yada yada yada, and then for the verb you learn the past tense, the present, the future, and then we need to learn by heart the formula for all the sentence and stuff.
Then when you come here, you realize everyone's talking slang.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like,
you gotta learn slang.
I got lucky because I was my parent did let me study English like outside in like an English center. They taught me like all the communicating stuff, and also because I'm enjoy watching Disney Channel as a kid, and I pick up stuff. So that's how I communicate English. But a lot of I don't think if I didn't have that privilege of like immerse myself with that culture that early, I wouldn't be able to communicate. To be honest, if just based on what I learned from school.
Goddamn.
Yeah, I
That's
can write, but like
That's a pat
not.
on the
I
back.
don't think I can communicate well.
That's a pat on the back for Skaty.
There's a joke because like every time the teacher come into class, you have to stand up and like say hi, and then the basic sentence they teach in every school will be like, "Hi, how are you? I'm fine, thank you, and you," and you just like learn it by heart. So it's become a jokes like inside jokes for us because it just come naturally. Everybody got taught it the same thing in school. So whenever we say hi, how are you, the automatic response will be, "I'm fine, thank you," and you.
I still do that. I do that. I'm guilty for that.
I mean,
I do that.
it's just funny, but I guess just for us, cause yeah, we resonate with it, cause the way we were taught in school. Yeah.
It seems very, yeah. That's definitely very formulaic and very like
Yeah, like,
beat into
it's-
head style. You know.
Yeah, like, oh my gosh, like if I'm not learned by heart something, do I just like hold on, wait, let me just pull out my dictionary, let me pull out my notebook and like.
Oh Jesus.
Yeah, right.
That's me right now. If I
Yeah,
want to pick up Russian again.
I mean, you need to. Yeah, communication is important, and I wish we were taught that in school.
I don't communicate. No, I'm kidding. I'm joking. What was that?
I made the face.
Oh, the fuckboy face.
Yeah, the face you make.
The face I
That's
made.
funny.
Face Tammy and I made.
Okay.
Oh man.
Are we wrapping up?
We were.
I think
we
said,
were.
I think you said we should wrap up like 20 minutes ago.
Yeah.
And we
But
still.
yeah, no, it's been a great talk. You know,
Yeah,
thank you
I
for
have
coming out,
fun.
Skaty.
I have fun. Nice doing business with you. I don't know why you reached out for the handshake.
Oh, I handshake
Like,
everybody at the
yeah.
at the end of the episode.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
everybody.
Tradition.
Yeah, it's just
Nice doing
default.
business with
You know,
you.
thanks for doing business.
Yeah.
Quick dap up and all that. Yeah.
Partnership.
Well, anyways, this has been episode 10 of the Bedroom Studios official podcast. Me, your host, Michael Butts, joining me with guest Skaty Phm. I'm not even gonna try and pronounce your real name again.
Really?
Fung Gao Pham. Is that? That was close. What's that? Fung
Gale.
Gao
Gale.
Gao
Gale.
Kao.
Not like kill, but like Gale. Just like.
Gao. Ah.
How do you say kill?
How do I say what?
Kill.
Kill?
Yeah. So it's like that, but minus the k. Don't do that too much.
Gil?
Gale.
Gale.
You got it.
Oh, okay.
You just got it. Two more. You wanna.
Okay, so Fung
Gale.
Gao
Ngọc.
Pham.
Ngọc.
Hmm?
Ngọc.
No?
Ngọc and then Pham.
What? Oh, you have two middle names?
Yeah.
Oh, I only heard the
That's
one.
why I mentioned the NG.
Oh, goodness.
And I think we got off track after that. And
Yeah,
when we
I
talked
was
about the
like,
NG, and then
what?
we started to like talk about
Oh, goodness.
your friends,
Okay.
your friends.
Skaty Phm.
Last
There we
name,
go.
yeah.
I'm not even gonna try that. That's gonna
Oh my
take.
gosh.
Oh, it's gonna take a lot of practice to properly
Yeah, we went
pronounce
off track a lot of time during the podcast, but
that. Here's the main.
that's
Here's the
fun.
main thing. We are there. We are off tangent.
Yeah, thank you for allowing me to just
Express yourself.
living up with my ADHD and just like rambling. Thank you for providing a safe space for me to do so.
Oh man, no, it's again. I let people speak their mind. That's like the no script type deal and all that jazz. Just be live obviously, but just talk how you want. It's basically, I always say this is not an interview. It's basically just to be what is you, how is you, who is you.
Trust.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's basically what it is.
Thank you for having me today. I had fun.
Thank you for saying yes.
Yeah, of course.
Do you have any shows lined up?
I have any show line up?
Do you have any shows lined up?
Not yet, but hopefully soon.
No.
Yeah, I have a lot of upcoming plans and project. It's not like music show, but I'm working on a project with my friend Joseph.
Get it, Joseph.
Yeah, shout out to Joseph.
The documentary?
Yeah.
Oh,
the
yeah.
documentary that's gonna coming out soon. We'll be able
Yes,
to
I gotta
showcase it.
I gotta mix that still.
Yeah.
I'm working on my album. I even told them, I was like, I got an album to finish, dude.
You're a busy man.
I mean, what I've done so far is I've done Youth Art Connection and Sunkissed Stories.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm gonna get the demo run from here from a few weeks ago, and then deliberately mix your set from Sunkissed Stories, and then just send it all at once. So.
Wow.
Oh goodness, I might take my laptop to Nashville. Yeah, I might take that to Nashville and just mix there.
To Nashville? Because you have a gig there?
I wish. No, one of the bands I'm in, Brian Doucette, he got 5 different nominations for Josie Award.
Okay, you told me about that.
And the ceremony is the 27th. So I'm arriving the 24th.
Nashville.
Don't worry, I'll take a lot of pictures.
Yeah.
You'll look at the pictures and then you'll cry yourself to sleep. No, I'm kidding.
Cries and broke.
Another Skaty phrase.
Cried and broke.
Okay, no. Okay, if I told you to come to Nashville with me and take time off work, and if you got tickets the exact same time with me, the tickets were under $400 with full coverage for medical and all that. Yeah, round trip. I know.
What?
I know. Your face is just like wide-eyed, like under $400 for a round trip Nashville with full coverage on medical. What?
Yeah, that's so crazy.
I know.
I didn't know.
I know. I think it was like 383. No, it's either 363 or 383. I don't remember. But even with full coverage was an additional $38, and that was for medical. And that medical was like $2 million Canadian worth of medical coverage. Yeah.
It's like under 300 something. Is like.
No, it was under 400.
Yeah, but you said 300 something.
It was like $360 or $380. It's still under 400 with full coverage and round trip.
It's even that much.
I got this too.
Yeah, because.
Yeah, this is gonna be my first time leaving the country.
Ooh, but like it's gonna be that much just traveling in Canada. To be honest, like. Flying to Toronto, Vancouver.
I would never go to Toronto or Vancouver. As a Canadian, I would never go to Toronto or Vancouver.
I mean, it's also like cost around that much.
Funny enough, when Tammy was here, it was $100 to fly here.
Because she used Flair, right?
I don't know what she did. She was just looking for cheap flights.
Yeah. Flair would be one of those. But interesting.
I'm with Air Canada, so.
Yeah, we don't go for Air Canada if it's like domestic flight. I mean, it's cost like much more.
I only got one.
I would go for Flair.
I only got one layover, so.
I don't know sponsor, but by the
actually,
way,
wait, no, I got 2 layovers. My bad.
They should.
I got 2 layovers. I'm gonna vibe in New York and then vibe in Philadelphia before I get to Nashville.
Under 400 is so crazy.
I know.
Wow.
Right? Well, these guys don't need to hear this. Let's just wrap this up. Skaty Phm, everybody. Go follow her on Instagram and all that stuff.
Oh yeah.
Peace out.
Oh yeah. You didn't say. Oh, how can you find me on Instagram? It's PHAMSKATY.
Go follow Fam Skaty.
Yeah.
To follow Skaty Phm.
Thank you.
And. The album is released. No, I'm kidding. Skaty's album is dropped. No, I'm kidding.
The album is dropped whenever it's dropped.
I'll help you with the album as well. We have the technology.
Damn. Thank you.
No problem. All right, now we're done here.